What? What's up, gamers? Tally ho, gamers! It is I, Sheep003. I'm back, and I'm back in business, and I'm hopefully back in business in a more permanent manner. We'll see. I'm thinking about taking the week off from streaming next week. I'm thinking about fucking calling out on Friday. I'm thinking about a lot of things. There's a lot of things flying through my head. And normally what happens is that when there's a lot of things flying through my head, I take a weekend, I recompose, and I'm back on it next week. I recomposed last weekend, didn't help shit. And I sat there like, damn, it really be like that sometimes. I don't know what to do. It's really crazy how life works, or life be working. You know what I want to know? I want to, I want to know if the Minecraft movie is playing on Friday in my local theater. That's what I'm hoping. Because I think I wanted to see it last Friday, or I want to see it last Saturday. A little bit difficult. If there is one time to see the John, Mr. Minecraft in his movie, now would be the time to see it, Friday, what times do we have? A solid 1 p.m.? Ooh, I kind of fucks with that. We have, what is this? XD. Do I want to see it in XD or do I want to see it in standard format? D-Box. What is D-Box? What are all these weird ass formats, bro? Haptic motion technology? Hell no. Do I want to see haptic motion technology? What the fuck? Are we insane? Oh, 2:40 p.m.? Oh my god, and like everything's free. Okay, I can probably just walk in and grab myself a ticket. I can walk in and fucking slide. How much does it cost is the real question. Standard ticket. Okay, it's not that bad. It's like what, $15? All right, I think I'll go see it. We'll see what happens. Hey, it's a whole new world of possibilities coming up very soon. Let's play fucking Red Ball, gamers. I want to see if I have my setup. Is it set up? Is it set up? Is it set up? Oh, let's go! Huge, honestly. Big for me. Huge for me. Okay, I think that if I can have a good day with my frame perfects, I think I have a really good chance of having a nice solid run going for me. Like just that, and then that, and I make it. Damn, that's like literally a picture perfect 7. It literally, I don't think it could go better. If I try to make it go better, it couldn't. That definitely could have gone better, but the ending will be good enough, so I'm not concerned. That, yeah, just play it safe there. I'm happy with that too. Man, oh jeez. Whew. I don't know. I'm feeling interesting. I don't know. I guess I'm really not feeling all that much. I know tomorrow's Friday, and last Friday I prayed for an easy Friday, and it was nothing but difficult. It was nothing but difficulty and challenge last Friday. So I don't know if I'm also wishing for an easy Friday. To be perfectly clear, I'm wishing for an easy Friday, but I'm also fully expecting it to be pain and suffering and death, because that's kind of what Fridays have been. And you know what? I'm also, at this point, I'm cool with that. That's just how it's going to have to be, unfortunately. So I'm not worried. I am not worried. Damn, I really just held that jump button. I said, fuck it, we ball. That's really funny. I'm pressing, I feel like, a frame early, consistently. And now I feel like I'm a frame later, a couple frames late, because I'm trying not to be early, so I'm a little late instead. That's really funny. Somehow I've gotten worse at the level 7 frame perfect, and it's kind of frustrating. Why does it have to be that frame perfect that I suck at? I'm trying so hard to get the perfect run, and I have to stop it, because I know it will fuck me in the end if I try. Like, in a full run, I go for it, and it's like, oh, well. That is ugly. Sheesh. Yeah, okay. That's about exactly what you would expect from those boxes. Yeah. That makes sense. I was trying to think of what else to fucking yap about, but honestly, again, life has been relatively uninteresting. I'm in my boring arc right now in terms of life. Not that I haven't really ever been in an interesting arc, but this is uniquely challenging in terms of interest. The amount of interest generated from simply living. You know, it's not like I do that much, you know. I'm sitting in the train listening to two guys talk about fucking trying to apply for state jobs, which I thought was really funny. Cuz normally when I sit on the bus, there are no conversations on, sorry, I shouldn't say the bus, the train. Normally when I'm on the train, there are no conversations. People are not casually conversing on the train. But today they were just like, sometimes you'll see it, just like two random people just like yapping it up. And I'm like, yeah, that's fucking cool. It's usually very honest and, you know, unaggressive conversation. But they were talking about getting state jobs, and I'm like, wow, same. I almost wanted to chime in, but I had nothing to say, but I was like, damn, me too, bro. One of my Trump members lost their, because of Trump's layoffs. Tell me what you think about that. Look, Trump is an idiot. I think that's not like, that's like the hot take of the century. Trump is an idiot, you know? I think that Trump is not as stupid as people want to paint him to be. I think the problem with Trump is that there's got to be some other shit going on for the reason why he's doing the things that he's doing. Because I don't believe that he cares about this country. I don't. You could not convince me that Trump genuinely cares about America. I don't think he does. I think that he is very good at putting himself in positions where he can leverage his personality to get him things that he wants. What's he motivate? Himself? Money? Power? Whatever? I don't know. Ego? There's a million different things that could happen. And I think that, because like I saw a theory that said like the reason why Trump announced the tariffs and then immediately rescinded them is because he's doing market manipulation. And honestly, I could totally buy that he's just like using his tariff calls to just manipulate the market. I could absolutely buy that. Like 100% I could buy that. Because like it just seems like such a blatant market manipulation, right? It's like, I'm going to rescind the tariffs immediately. I'm like, are we fucking kidding? It's so crazy. He wants to rule the world? Well, I don't know if he's that fucking... I don't know if he's that daft. I just think... I don't know. I think he just likes stroking his ego, man. That's a very human thing. a fucking thing to come into. I don't know, egg no bass. So let's talk about Trump, bro, because that's all the fucking dude. Have you fucking seen the news, bro? Oh my god, I can't escape the tariffs. It's all tariff talk. All fucking day, bro. All I hear is Jonathan Tariff and his new tariff. That's all I'm hearing, brother. And I worked for the news. I know the news. Believe it or not. And this is local news, by the way. Like, national issues are not, like, top of mind usually. Like, we're not usually concerned about, like, what's happening on the national level. We're fucking local news. You know what we're concerned about? National level shit, because Jonathan Trump can't keep his finger out of his ass. Okay. I guess that's what's happening. It's more interesting than fucking local man accidentally stabs himself with knife. I mean, like, I don't hate it, but is the camera heavy? It is, dude. Oh, sometimes. Okay, so I've actually had a couple of scenarios with the camera where it does get heavy. So normally, if we're gonna do a live demonstration of how Sheepo 3, whenever I have to rove. Okay, live. Imagine live situation. Okay. Watch me clutch this run. Watch me get a perfect ending. Oh shit. Okay, well, okay, so usually when I'm doing cam stuff, I like to go for the 3 points of contact rule. You need to be touching your camera in 3 places to have it be stabilized, right? I usually have it jammed into my shoulder. I have this hand up front, and I can use this hand to control my my iris, and I can use it to control my focus, and then I use this other hand to stabilize. This is my stabilizing hand. This is my control hand. This is and then my stabilizing shoulder. That's normally how I have it, okay? Sometimes that doesn't work for whatever situation. So sometimes I'll just do 2 points of contact where I just have shoulder and stabilizing hand. I'll just be doing like this because I need to like do whatever move. Sometimes, very occasionally, I need to do very weird moves. For example, we had a play come into the studio. This play was a show put on by like a local theater club, and they were doing a scene with 2 ladders. It was 2 people talking on ladders for whatever the fuck reason. I don't know. So they're like, if this is the floor, if we're imagining this is the floor, I'm like here. All right, I'm this tall. Okay, they're all the way up here on ladders talking. How the fuck am I supposed to shoot that? Now, I could shoot it underneath like this, but that doesn't look very good. I want to get a nice angle. So what I do sometimes is I'll hold the camera like this. I'll literally hold it between my 2 hands and just put it above my head. Okay? This takes a lot of tries, it takes a lot of core, and it takes a lot of chest muscles to get this done. Okay? That hurts. When you're holding a camera that's that heavy, because it's a solid like 20, 30. It's a solid 20. Okay, the camera's not light by any stretch of the imagination. What if you drop it? I don't need to imagine it because I never do. I'm good. I have seen in my 8 or so months working at this station, I have not seen a single person drop a camera while in the middle of a segment. Just to give you perspective on how infrequently it happens. Okay? Where's your promotion? There is no promotion because where the fuck are they going to promote me to? Okay. Chief Ball Sniffer? I don't have the fucking qualifications, bro. There is no promotion. That's why I'm trying to get out of this dead-end fucking job, bro. Supervisor of film? No. The only promotion I can get is up to director. And if I get a promotion to... If they try to promote me to... If they try to promote me to being a director, I will say no. I will legitimately say no, I'm not interested. Okay? Because it is... I will get maybe a $1 raise for infinitely more stress. And infinitely more problems. Okay? If I take that director spot, it's just more problems. And I don't want more problems. This job does not pay me enough to deal with the amount of shit I have to deal with, okay? Because, look, you have to realize that production is forever the most shafted position in all of, like, life, okay? Like, working production is the worst. Because everybody's got a fucking creative idea. Everybody loves to have fucking creative ideas. And you know whose problem it is to deal with your creative idea? It's my problem. Your creativity is my fucking bad day at work. And everybody loves being creative. Okay, but nobody likes taking responsibility for that shit. So guess what? I have to deal with it. And it sucks. And so, yeah, it is kind of like being the chief ball sniffer. At least the chief ball sniffer gets paid. All right, I get paid like shit, and I still have to sniff balls regardless. Apparently, Apparently, production got shouted out in the monthly station meeting. My supervisor came in like, "Yo, I shouted you guys out. I thought you guys have been doing a really good job." And I said, I said to his face, I said, "Do I get my raise?" He said no, and I said, "Okay." And then I just disengaged from the conversation. I did do this. Okay? Do I get my raise? No, I don't care. Okay? I don't give a shit how many shoutouts I get, because shoutouts don't fucking pay the bills. You know that as good as I do. So don't fucking come in here with no shoutouts. I don't fucking care, dog. I genuinely could not give less of a shit. I didn't say that, but I hope you got the message, okay? If it's not money, then it's not worth my time. And I think that's how everybody's mindset has to be, okay? The moment you get too emotionally attached to this shit, you're going to start making dumb decisions, okay? When you are in the workplace, it is money. It is money, it is time, it is effort. You are trying to do the least amount of shit for the most amount of money. That is your job as a worker. Okay? Keep that in mind when you go into the job environment. You're not there to make friends, you're there to make money. Friends are a nice side, you know, a nice benefit. Sometimes you'll make a couple of good friends. That's cool. I don't have problems with that. Your job is to make money. Sheepo3's life pro tip of the day. But like I was saying, okay, sorry. I was totally got off topic. Donnie. Yeah, Donnie, he's doing market manipulation. Egna relative lost a job because Trump was cutting people. Look, I've said this before. I think that the idea behind, like, the ethos behind cutting government spending is a very good one, okay? I don't like running deficits. And everybody's been deficit spending like a motherfucker for decades at this point. And I don't like that. I don't think it's a good thing, okay? Democrats say deficit spending. Republicans say no deficit spending, and then they deficit spend harder than fucking Democrats do. It's like everybody deficit spends, and it's not a good thing. And the reason why we all deficit spend is because A, we're terrible at managing our funds, and B, cutting, like saying I'm gonna cut funding, it does not play well in politics. Unfortunately, it just doesn't play well to your voter base. It doesn't play well to Congress. It doesn't play well anywhere, because the way that you get favors, the way you get shit done is by money. All right, money is the way you get things done in politics, and unfortunately, that just means that people are just very incentivized to spend a lot of money and not save a lot of money. Okay. And so I think that the idea behind cutting the economy or cutting the government spending is a really good idea. However, I think it's super, super rich for Donald Trump to hire Elon Musk as his chief of government expenditure loss, and then proceed to present a bill to Congress for the next year's budget where he spends massively on the military. I just think that's really funny how that works, you know? I'm trying to cut government spending, and it's like, oh, well, I'm just going to spend a whole bunch on the government, right? And it's like, it just makes you think. It's like, does Donald Trump even care about anything he says? And the answer is no. But, you know, I hope it just makes other people think at some point. The answer is no, but it's just like, I hope that at some point somebody can make the connection that Donald Trump says and Donald Trump's actions do not correlate. Does he want Greenland? Minerals, land, money. Why do you think? Money? I just went on a whole rant about how everybody works with money. Politics is about money, okay? Politics is the grand exchange of money and personal fifis. That is all politics is. It is the exchange of money and fifis. And by fifis, I mean feelings. To engage the military? No, because any outward declaration of using our military in any kind of war would basically be World War III. And that would be a nuclear war. If World War III were to ever happen, people would just can start spamming nukes. That's just gonna happen, unfortunately. So the problem with most military is that most major countries can't actually outwardly say they're using military. They just have to pretend like we're definitely not using our military. No way. We would never do that. We just have to hide it. And either the US is a lot better at hiding how they use their military, or they just are a little bit more moral than like people like China or Russia that like, you know, are definitely using their military, but you know, are a lot less, you know, oblique with hiding it. First day of satire. I mean, it's not the stupidest idea he's ever had. It just needs to come with some kind of like desire from Greenland or the people of Greenland and the country of Greenland to be inducted into the United States. They want this, and it looks like right now they don't really want this. And so it's like, okay, if Greenland wanted to be part of the United States, absolutely, you say yes to that, like every single day. That is just so, it's so good for you to have more land, to have more country, like, of course, but, you know, Greenland doesn't want that shit. So, you know, it doesn't mean anything. Spamming nukes, yeah. World War III just doesn't benefit anybody, so we can't actually fight, which is why nuclear deterrence is actually kind of a good thing. It, you know, because as long as we have nuclear deterrence, no matter how much bullshit somebody tries to pull, there is a hard cap to the amount of bullshit that you can pull. Because if you extend over the line of that bullshit, then your entire country will die. Then it was all for nothing, right? There is not a thin line. There is a very, very thick line of the amount of bullshit you can pull. And that is very convenient for, I think, everybody involved. We just know where the line is. I agree. Exactly. Stuff like that. Nuclear weapons are bad. Well, it's secret. Actually, real based opinion, nuclear weapons are good. Nuclear weapons are the reason why we don't have nearly as many wars as we do. It's why we have more, you know, dictators assassinated, but honestly, I would rather a bunch of rich people die than a bunch of broke-ass people die. So, I'd rather a bunch of rich, wealthy, famous people die in secret assassination attempts than a bunch of poor people that fight in their honor, you know? Has nuclear weapons mean no wars? Because if everybody has nukes, then, like I said, there's a very thick line in the sand of, like, what you're allowed to do before total global annihilation happens. It's a very easy for, like, world leaders to understand, okay, this is how much I can do before my entire country gets exploded to fucking pieces. Okay? No, believe it or not, most people don't want to die. The vast majority of people don't want to die. Now, you may disagree with that, but I firmly believe that most people are attempting to live. One day the world might actually get exploded? Yeah. But I think that it's not going to happen. I think it's not going. I think it'd be shocking if it happened. And I think that there needs to be deterrence, or else you're just going to get shit like World War I and World War II. Guess what? Fighting in World War I and World War II was horrific. Fighting in wars are not good. They're very bad. I don't want to live in a situation where like we have a world war every fucking 20 years or so. Whenever the powers that be get bored, like, damn, we have enough young men that are, you know, happy and joyful and full of cheer. Let's send them off to war. You know? It's just like the fucking world politicians have decided there's too much happiness. We need to stamp it out somehow. And nuclear weapons are a really good job of that. And so, you know what? It means I don't have to get drafted. Because I will get drafted. If there is a war, and there is a draft, guess who's getting drafted? Guess who? Me. Okay? So nukes are a really good thing for me specifically. Okay? Look at me, young, 22, white guy. I mean, I'm fucking prime. I'm Primeto candidate #1, brother. Everybody wants to draft me. Everybody wants to draft me. I don't want to go to war. I don't want to do that shit, bro. I read All Quiet on the Western Front. I'm okay. I don't want to be a soldier. Okay? Drafting will happen if there is a war. Okay? Draft, if there is a war, there will be a draft. It's just, that's how it's going to happen. Okay? Because it's a war. But I don't get the reason why there's so much U.S. military spending. Because it polls really well with people. Because it does really well in polling. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other reasons, aka probably like a bunch of like underground stuff that like we don't want to talk about. Probably a lot of lobbying. I couldn't give you all the reasons because I probably don't know them all, but it's a really easy way to get people on your side. Especially like politicians. And nobody really wants to cut it because, again, cutting military spending does not poll well. You have a really hard time convincing people to cut military spending, unfortunately. And by people, I mean people that actually vote, not like woke online people that are like, you know, I will, you know, write my political dissertation in a fucking Reddit comment. Okay, those people are not people that I'm concerned about. Okay. Use any more nukes? Yeah, but we're not really spending money on nukes. Most of that military research is going into, again, research and development. It's a lot of it goes into R&D, and also a lot of it just goes into wasting shit because the military doesn't want to lose funding, so they have to pretend like they're using all that money. So they'll just like fucking fire off like 10,000 rounds at the firing range. Use the word woke unironically. I don't know what other word to describe it, bro. Some of these Reddit people be fucking dumb as shit when it comes to politics, bro. I don't know what to call them. Some of these leftists just hate everything. I don't know how to describe them. They just hate everything. They've decided that everything is bad and everything is bad. And I'm like, I can't, if you've decided that everything is bad, then I can't have a conversation with you. I'm not interested in what you think. No, I'm not saying all leftists. Oh my god. That's crazy. I'm saying some leftists are really fucking annoying. And the problem with the most annoying leftists is that they're usually the most vocal ones. Okay? Usually the most annoying people speak the loudest. That is kind of the paradox of humanity. They're really fucking annoying. Yes. Yeah, you know what? I'll stand by that. Yes. Yes. You know what? Fine. I'll say that one with my chest. Educate yourself. Real shit. Real shit. Yeah. You guys are getting me on fucking... You guys are getting me to go crazy on these politics shit, bro. I really gotta chill. If fucking Roseboy gets a whiff that I'm talking about politics, oh, it's so over for you guys, okay? Thank God Roseboy's not here. He is like the master rage baiter. He's too good at it, and it's a problem. Going to the military? Yeah. Again. The reason I didn't decide to go join the army is because I wanted to stream. And I realized like joining the army sounds like a really good deal, but it also means I can't stream, and that kind of sucks. So I decided not to go to the army. Yeah, most people are fine. I think most people are just uneducated and stupid. Again, not a super hot take. I think just it's kind of like what you learn in poli-sci classes, okay? Most people are just stupid. And the problem is that people that are smart are so smart that they look down on all the stupid people and they're like, you fucking stupid people. And then the stupid people are like, well, I don't want to fucking talk to somebody who's going to treat me like I'm stupid, which is objectively correct. You don't want to deal with somebody who treats you like you're stupid, even though you are. And then everything sucks, okay? Because educated people don't know how to communicate. And stupid people don't know how to be educated. Stupid people are really good at communicating, and smart people are really bad at it. Okay? Everybody has their own strength, and unfortunately, there are very few people that have both. I like to believe. Yeah, most people are not inherently evil. It's just that most people just disagree about how to solve issues. It's always been the problem. is that people disagree on how do we solve the issues that plague this place. Well, shit, fuck, man, I don't know. It's hard. If it was easy, I would have done it already. But everybody disagrees. For the most part, we all care about the same things, okay? We all want to have money. Look, like, it's like everybody wants to make more money. Everybody wants to pay less taxes. Everybody wants to have a little bit more free time. Everybody wants to, I don't know, fuck. Like, we all want the same things. It's just a matter of how do we go about getting them. I don't want to fuck? Well, you're not included in most people. I think I very clearly said most people want the same things. Yes, I'm consistently that all the time. That is one thing I will tank. I am that all the time. Whatever, yeah, whatever ace-phobic means. I'm afraid of what, aces? I like pocket kings because no, because women can't be horny. Exactly. That's exactly what I just said. Thank you. Thank you for... Yes! You know what? Hot take. I think women are just as horny as guys are, okay? There is no fucking difference in horny levels between men and women, alright? We all want the same shit, okay? We all want to goon. Everybody wants to goon. That's just a natural human instinct, to goon. Canada just more left socially? I don't know. I feel like people mischaracterize the US super hard as like not being super fucking progressive compared to the rest of the world. Because we are pretty progressive. You know, compared to the rest of the world, like we are super fucking progressive, okay? Gooning is disgusting? Yeah. Yeah, talk to the wall. I think it's like it's okay, especially so a lot of people are just like, you know, it's like in like a lot of places, like you don't realize it, but like in a lot of places, people are still looking at like black people and going like, I don't know, and it's like, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? Like, are we actually having these conversations in the Big 25? The US has gotten over that for the most part, okay? When people don't... If people are racist in the United States, at least they're a lot better at fucking, like, saying it, okay? It's not like a cultural thing, you know? Nobody thinks it's cool to be outwardly racist. Most people are, like, inwardly racist, or, like, they pretend to not be racist, but they actually are. Like, look, racists have to hide their racism a lot better in the United States, and I think that's a step in the right direction. That's a lot better than a lot of other places, okay? It's not a full win, but oh my god, is it a lot better than some other places, you know? You go to these East Asian countries, Jesus Christ. Okay? You go to some places in Europe, Jesus Christ. Places in Europe? Sorry, what's the ethnic group I'm thinking of? Some places in Europe hate other ethnic groups. I forget what they're called. East Europe? True. Right. But all I'm saying is that Europe is not nearly as progressive as the United States is. And I refuse to take... I refuse to take... I will not argue about this. This is one thing that I think the US absolutely wins. In terms of the being progressive shit, the US absolutely wins compared to Europe. In terms of being progressive. What the fuck did my car just do? Look, I have a bad opinion of Europe, okay? I'm not going to deny that I'm biased against Europe. I am. I'm pro-US and anti-Europe biased, okay? But at least I come out and say that. A gender? Like what? No gender? Like no gender have an ass type shit? I don't know. It's whatever. I don't know. I just think that you're going to present like as like you're gonna have traits that present as masculine or feminine, and most people are gonna just like assume what you are based on that. All right. People are gonna make assumptions because that's kind of how we like get to know each other. Unfortunately, you know, assumptions are a very useful tool to like try to understand people. Identity? Well, yeah, but it's like sometimes, you know, presentation is like more important than identity in a lot of instances, you know? It's like saying versus doing, you know? Like, I can say, like, you know... It's like, I'm trying to think of... Dude, I tried to think of a good example, and I thought of the worst example ever. I'm sorry. I just thought... I tried to think of a good example of, like, show versus tell, and the example I thought of is, like, I can say that I have big balls, but then I sit on the train with my legs together, and it's like, well, you know, shit doesn't add up. And I'm like, that's a terrible example. That's an awful example of what I'm trying to... trying to think of a better example. It's like I can say I like the color green, but then when I consistently choose, you know, the fucking blue piece whenever I'm playing a board game, you know, like shit doesn't add up, right? If I say I like green and I don't choose the green piece, well then what the fuck am I supposed to believe, right? It's so transphobic. Of course it's transphobic. Having big balls is transphobic. I never said trans people couldn't have big balls, by the way. I want to say that right now. I think trans people can have big balls. And arguably they should. Arguably it's okay if you have big balls and you're trans. I think that's okay. I don't think anybody's judging you. Not that. What? They should. I didn't say that. I edited my words very quickly. I edited my words very quickly. I realized maybe should is not the correct verbiage. I said it. I actually can't win against you. You and Rose are actually the dynamic duo of fucking getting sheep. They'll just lose. I can't win against you. You're actually the worst. It's over for me, okay? I'm sorry. I'm just not... Bro. Ooh, I want to say some shit. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Because I know it's not a good look if I say this shit. I'm just not going to. Women are the reason men are gay. I'm the type of guy, well, dude, what's the one caption? Oh my god, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, it's the one caption of the fucking thirst trap, dude. The one video of like of the picture of thirst trap dream from Minecraft thirst trap with the caption I turn lesbians normal, which is that shit fucking killed me, bro. Dude, I'm trying to I can find the clip of what I'm referring to. Dude, oh dude, I know exactly what video. Dude, it is so fucking funny. I know exactly. Dude, I'm actually gonna find this clip because it's so funny. Okay, hold on. I need to find this. This is maybe the funniest shit I have ever seen in my life. Okay, so this is from Dream from Minecraft, okay? And if you remember Dream from Minecraft, he made a video called The Truth, where basically he addressed a bunch of accusations against him. Basically, he said he is not a pedophile. And it turns out he was not a pedophile. Dream was not a pedophile. Okay? Spoiler alert, he was not a pedophile. Okay? And so he makes a video and people and he says people post
there's a lot of
people post fake thirst traps of him. Basically, the lore is that he was explaining that people are making fake accounts and they're posting fake thirst traps that he apparently did not post. You know, so this is the context, by the way. This
I
is the
just
video.
got the whole day.
Thank you for the follow, person who just followed me. Wookie, I appreciate that. Hey, this is the context. I'm trying to make this work. All right, here we go.
Context and make it out to be something that it's not. On top of that, there's a lot of fake accounts that I think people fall for all the time. They post thirst trap captions using my photos, and with how many likes they get, there's a lot of people that casually
It's so fucking funny. I turned lesbians back to normal. Bro, this is the funniest shit that Dream has ever done in his entire fucking life. I want to make that clear. Dream has never done anything funnier than that fucking moment. There's a clip of me dying at that, by the way. There's a clip of me just fucking going bananas. I was in class one day and the teacher was talking about Down syndrome, and he said, what if a woman with Down syndrome has a baby? What will it also happen? With my classmate says there's a chance they will be born with Down or like normal. Yeah, like I said, I think you just have to give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes. I don't think it's good that people use the word normal. You know, fucking case number one over here, but normally it's not meant as a fucking, like, it's not meant as some kind of offense. They aren't, you know, they aren't coming after you with a fucking wooden stake in hand, you know? They're just trying to find a word for like how do you describe like an average person in society, right? Because like it's kind of important to understand what the norm is for broader society. The average person, right? And you know, normal is just kind of the word, and unfortunately normal comes with a lot of unfortunate connotations, you know, but people are not using it like that. So again, you just have to give motherfuckers the benefit of the doubt, okay? This is not like some internalized hatred of, like, you know, minorities or something that's just coming out into the light. You know, they just can't suppress it. You know, like this is not the mask coming off, all right? It's just people struggling how to, you know, properly describe themselves using the English language, which, believe it or not, communication is hard. Sheepo 3 lesson number 22. Communication is hard. Shit was never easy. Being a really good communicator is not like an easy thing to do. It takes some goddamn work to get good at. It's why good communicators are very valuable. I'm 22. That's me. I'm a young guy. 22. I'm fucking fresh, brother. Lesson number 22. I don't know. I pulled a number out of my ass. It turned out to be 22. Not Sheepo 3 makes a very clearly hyperbolic statement as a joke. No, Sheep would never be sarcastic. You should take every single one of Sheep's statements at face value. Clip that out of context. Exactly. I'm so glad that sarcasm exists. Because if it didn't, I'd be fucked. It'd be over for me, okay? If I was the first person to ever use sarcasm in the world, I bet that's how the first person that was ever sarcastic felt. The first person that was ever sarcastic. This stream is like so not welcoming. I don't think I normally do this. Amelia. I'm not normally fucking, you know, I don't normally go crazy on like politics or like social issues, all right? These not like the normal topic of streams. Like, what social issues can we fucking tackle today on the Sheepo3 stream? It's not like that, all right? I don't like how you're making it out to be like I am just like I can't, like I'm rubbing my hands together before stream starts. Like I can't wait to talk about fucking politics. It's not like that. If I normally when I talk about politics, it's usually a very specific issue that I want to have that I have thoughts on, or it's somebody asking me a political question or somebody asking me a question about social issues. And because my ethos is I generally like to try to answer as many questions or like talk about anything I want to or anything I can that people want me to talk about, I will. If that means I end up talking about social issues, then yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I can't wait to be sexist. When the fuck? This is crazy. This is really crazy. This is really. I'm actually. You know what? I'm a victim. I'll say it. I'm a fucking victim. I'm tired of this. The malicious taking out of context of Sheepo3 needs to stop. Okay, this needs to end now. Okay. You guys are gonna be the downfall, okay? You guys are gonna make look, dude. If there is one like out of context sheet moments compilation on YouTube, that could be my fucking ass, bro. My job catches a whiff of that shit, it's over for me, bro. Out of context sheet moments are diabolical, bro. It's over for me. You're one of the good ones. That's crazy. I'm gonna take that out of context. Amelia, I'm gonna take that out of context. I'm gonna destroy your career. You're one of the good ones. Fucking crazy. Just because you're a minority doesn't mean that you can get away with that shit, okay? I see you. More than one minority? You're multiple minority. You have the fucking minority pass, bro? You got that shit on like a little booklet? They let you go to like fucking Minorities Anonymous meeting or something? Some real shit. Not a lot of cards I can pull. A deck. Just, damn, what a crazy new card. What a crazy card game. Going band for band to see who's the most oppressed. No, I'm not. I'm not getting past the first round. Okay? In the fucking oppression Olympics, bro? I don't even make the cut, bro. I'm losing in trials, bro. I'm losing before trials, bro. I'm losing on like I'm like a high school level competitor for the fucking oppression Olympics, okay? Not even that. Not even that. All right? I go like I make it into high school sports, but that's just because everybody gets an opportunity, okay? Everybody gets to play. You lose on this. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy how that works. I cannot win in any category. Doubles OU? Doubles OU? What? I thought doubles was just VGC and then everything else was like go fucking die. Does Smogon have like a doubles format? There's OU and there's VGC? Who the fuck plays doubles OU though? Is it just like regular, like because Pokemon have to be tiered way differently, no? I can let you be the referee. That's actually huge for me. Uses, bro, okay, yeah, that's, okay, send me the team, but I have never heard of this format. And if I've never heard of this format, it cannot be that popular. There's just no way, bro. It's like, you play VGC or you can just go fucking die in terms of doubles. About the meta. I'll try, bro. I'll try to manifest myself to have, I don't know, broker parents or something. Maybe they can get divorced or something. Dozo, Among Us, Pelipper, Incineroar, Golden Go, Ogerpon, Cornerstone. Ogerpon Cornerstone. I thought that was like the one that ain't nobody used. Dozo with the leftovers. Pelipper with Rocky Helmet. 60-40 with it. Have you done an autism test? Okay, here's the actual big Life Orb on Golden Go. Bro is just here for the damage. How has Life Orb Golden Go been going for you? I feel like I've never seen Life Orb on Golden Go. That seems really aggressive. Here's the thing about autism tests. I think that if you try to like self-test yourself for autism, you're gonna end up like mentally fucking yourself. And I think the problem is I'm already mentally fucked on like whether I'm autistic or not, because if you actually go to like an expert to try to get evaluated, then like your mind is already super like fucked on that shit. So you can't even like you don't even know if you're autistic or not, because like, you know, you're so convinced of one thing. It's like you're convincing yourself into believing, you know? Sometimes belief is stronger than reality, right? What you think is true is stronger than what is actually true. Trill for me, I don't know. I could take an autism test. I don't know. I probably get some, but I feel like everybody gets like some amount of autism, right? That doesn't mean I have autism. It just means like, I feel like if I don't have any of like the negative traits of autism, then I don't really care if I have autism or not, because it feels like I'm just like stealing valor, you know? Like actually having autism is not like all fucking sunshine and daisy. Some of that shit really sucks. And I don't want to like step in and be like, well, I really like organizing my drawer sometimes. And I'm like, well, what the fuck, dude? Who cares, dude? I don't hate Doza. Wave Crash protects Stomping Tantrum. Yeah, I don't hate Doza. It's a really good like defensive counter. I just think Doza kind of works better in like, maybe like you could add like Tatsugiri maybe. Really introduced? I don't know. I don't even know if I would want Tatsugiri. I think the questions that I have, I like Among Us, and I guess I don't know about the Pelipper though. Pelipper seems weird, dude. Tatsugiri banned. Pelipper just seems like a weird choice. I don't know like how much you're actually like getting use out of Drizzle or Weather at all. It just feels like it's kind of there. It feels a little bit awkward to try to work off. I don't know. I don't hate it. It's just I feel like I would rather the Ogerpon Cornerstone was maybe something that could abuse rain a little bit harder. Maybe like a Swift Swim Mon or something. Maybe that'd be too much water. And I could see that, but size spam. I guess, yeah, but it feels like your team is so based around like countering other people that you're not like trying to control the battle. You're just trying to like stop whatever your opponent brings. And I feel like that is inherently a kind of like a limiting strategy. If you try to enforce your will over the battle, I think you're going to get a lot further than trying to counter other people. I don't know, because Pelipper seems like a Pokemon that's built around. Feels like Pelipper's just here to counter, to like check something. I feel like, I don't know, that just feels weak. Maybe I'm crazy. Again, I don't know. I don't play this game. The worst part about autism for me is that I can't tell how close I am to people. I don't know how much, like, sometimes I feel like I'm stupid socially, but I wonder if that's just like because I'm stupid and because, you know, something pandemic. I have a hard time reading people sometimes, but I don't think it's like an autism thing. I just think it's like an experience thing. Like I haven't I don't have enough reps, you know? It's like how it's like learning, like doing social it's like learning a video game. Like sometimes you just need reps in the actual game to understand how things work, you know? Like you can do all the practice in the world, but sometimes you just need reps to understand how things actually work. And that's how it works for like most things in like in the world. Like, yeah, maybe it is the way I'm describing it can be seen as autistic. Yeah, that's fine, but I think it's a very apt analogy for the fucking clientele that I can cater my streams towards, you know? If you've ever, like, tried to learn something in your life, sometimes you just need to actually do it to get better at it. Practicing is great and all, but sometimes you just need to play the game. Okay? There's a lot of shit that you start to realize when you actually, like, do it, you know? And I think that's something you learn very quickly. Sure what to think. I don't know. I mean, as long as it's working, then I think that that's, like, just something that's good. I think that, like, shit will be more clear once you get better at the game and once you can, like, start playing better people, right? Because the game definitely will change once you get better. And then once you start playing better people, then you're, like, find, like, oh, this shit doesn't work like it used to. I wonder why. And then you can start figuring it out from there, right? I will say it feels like a very non-committal, like, speed control option. Feels like most of these goddamn teams either need like you need some kind of speed support to do something in a lot of these battles, especially in doubles. It feels like you're kind of just not playing with nothing in terms of speed control. You got two options. You either have Trick Room or you got Tailwind. What do you want? Pick your favorite. Run in Trick Room? Well, yeah, it's because Trick Room kind of like... In a Trick Room versus Tailwind war, Trick Room kind of... It feels like Trick Room kind of just wins. You know? Am I crazy for saying that, Miras? I feel like I would need to understand more about Pokemans to understand how to counter Trick Room. That's why I got him there. Well, shit. Yeah, again, I feel like I want you to just abuse Rain more. If you're gonna have Pelipper, I feel like you're not abusing Rain hard enough. You should, like, fucking abuse. You should abuse Rain. Like it's nobody's business. You need to abuse that shit. And I feel like you just have nobody that can really do that, you know? Like, who do you pair Pelipper with? Like, Dondozo? Yes, I want you to have a Swift Swim. I do want that. I don't know, throw Kingdra on there or something, I don't know. ACU? Is that your fucking language or whatever? Can I say something offensive, Amelia? Geometry Dash. Okay, what if I told you that it's actually not because I find you uninteresting or because you're a woman, but it's actually because I genuinely don't really care about fucking Geometry Dash? What if I told you that? What if I told you that the fact that you are a woman has nothing to do with it? It's just that I don't... That I call you sexist. Okay. Thank God this was a hypothetical. So I don't actually get called sexist. Alright. Defensively? Are there, like, no good Swift Swimmers, bro? Fucking make a Swift Swimmer up, bro. Just make it up in your head. Use Smeargle. I don't know. Use Smeargle. Right now. That's what your team needs. I've decided. God damn it. I don't click W fast enough, bro. Is Geometry Dash the most trans game? That's actually crazy. I thought that was fucking... What other games are trans? Because, like, I immediately thought of, like, Stardew Valley, but Stardew Valley is more like I feel like that's more feminine than like trans, you know? And I feel like if I say that like if I say Stardew Valley is trans, that like that takes away from like, you know, female empowerment or whatever. That's actually sexist. Celeste? Probably, but I feel like Celeste is just more for like, I don't know, miserable tryhards that have too much free time. I feel like when you're really good at Celeste, it can't possibly be that fun. I don't know, they're just a different category of people. Celeste is really trans? Maybe. Huge in the trans community. Like, I think the story is, like, cool and trans and positive and whatever. That's cool, but the actual gameplay, it just feels like a fucking... Ultra kill? I don't know. I think you're just gonna find a higher population of trans people in more, you know, niche gaming industries because, you know, being trans is kind of just like a thing where a lot of trans people just kind of retreat to the internet as a place to find friendship and, you know, kinship and companionship. So it's not ridiculous that you see a lot of, you know, trans people in these kind of more niche online spaces. It's not, yeah, exactly. It's a safety thing. Absolutely. So. Like, what else are you gonna do with your fucking free time? I gotta think of another fucking writing prompt for this weekend. For my weekly writing session. I need to think of a new prompt, and I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. I'm gonna come to you for ideas. If you don't know, Sheep is a known writer. What I do is that for like an hour every morning, I will write in my notebook. I'll just write like some random excerpt of something. And it's just usually some random bullshit I think of, but I'm also interested if you have some interesting random bullshit that you'd like to share. Maybe I'll take an interest in it. Like, I can describe what I wrote last week if you want, like, something to go off of. So last week was another one of those situations where I really didn't have anything to think. I didn't really have anything to, like, do. So I imagined, you know, a classic, you know, classic dystopian world, where, basically you had a giant colony of people that lived on an island, like a land island. It was, like, very futuristic and techy and shit, but surrounding them was a bunch of trash. It was like an ocean of trash. But the ocean of trash was, like, their main source of, like, income. You know, it was like, you know, they were scrappers. So they would go into the trash and they would scrap stuff out of it. And they'd burn the rest of it. It's like their little, like, you know, their thing. And I just wrote a little, like, excerpt from, like, you know, somebody who would, like, be part of that life. And it's, like, very short. It doesn't really get into the, you know, details of everything. It's just, like, a very short thing. Because, again, this is all, like, pen and paper, so it hits a little differently when it's all pen and paper. What the fuck is my ball doing? A company's which goal is to track down and kill cryptids ends up going broke for whatever reason. Now the cryptids all over the place. That is interesting. What is a cryptid? What do I want a cryptid to be? I shouldn't ask what is a cryptid. I should ask what the fuck do I want it to be? I can make that shit whatever I fucking want. I am the writer. Cryptids are what I fucking want them to be. That's the magic of creativity. Mothman? Fuck, you know what? I'm not gonna, you know what? They're not that, because I don't like that. I don't know. I feel like where I would naturally go is like I'd probably make sure that the company invented cryptids. I think that's where I would go with that prompt. I think I like the idea though. That's actually, I really like that. I'd probably make sure that because it's a lot simpler and a quicker explanation to like how the cryptids got around, right? Because I think like your idea of like cryptid, because like then I would have to explain like, oh, cryptids are just a part of nature, which is also kind of an interesting. As I think about it more, I kind of like that more. But I'd probably make it that like I like to have most of my stories based out of like just the real world and then some like crazy shit, like based in some kind of reality. And unfortunately, having like human-sized moth people is just not a very realistic, story to explain. So I think just like some like ooga booga, we created it, and now they're going crazy. Now they're, I don't know, are they evil? Normally, I like to have a twist in my stories, or some kind of like I don't like to be like whenever I think of the world, I don't like them to be generic in a way, like I feel like there's a lot of like tropey shit that goes along with a lot of stories. I don't like to go after that tropey shit, like, right? Like for example, like I wrote a story about a woman who has to dress perfectly and act perfectly because she works for like the king or whatever, right? She's like a servant to the king, so she has to like dress up perfectly. And I in the story, I made sure to like make it very clear, like this was her decision, right? Like she could have chosen to not be part of this, because I feel like a lot of stories like that are kind of just like, it becomes this kind of involuntary servitude type thing. And I don't know, it just feels very like boring to me. So I wanted to make sure it's like, oh, she wanted this. She is just, this is just a diary of her bitching about her life, which is like super based. So this is SCP. Well, no, it's not SCP, because the SCP the SCP didn't invent SCPs. The SCP Foundation did not invent SCPs. They simply exist to contain them, right? Remember Jujutsu Kaisen? No, read it again. I don't want to read Jujutsu Kaisen again. I don't want to. I could not think of something I would want to do less. There's no part of me that wants to read Jujutsu Kaisen again. Remember, she remembered Jujutsu no Kaisen? Which chat message? Isn't it Jujutsu? Is it Jujutsu no Kaisen? Oh, wait, hold on. That one? Dude, wait. I can actually read it and I can understand the lore. I can read that comic and I can understand the lore now. Oh my god, I can read it and understand the lore. I want to find it. Is there... Dude, I need to find it. I need to find it. I need to find it. I need to find it because I can understand it now. I want to see if it was actually dog shit. I want to know if it was actually dog shit. Hold on, I'm going. Jujutsu no Kaisen. The new end. Hold on. Chapters. Chapter 1, Part 1. This website is so ass. Oh no. It's kind of dog shit. Yeah, this motherfucker can't draw. This shit is really ass. Okay, never mind. This shit is ass. I don't want to read this anymore. The art is actually trash, by the way. The opponent, who is very strong. That's some peak dialogue right there. I should write more dialogue. I don't write enough dialogue. That's a real problem with me. I need to find an excuse to write more dialogue. I wrote some dialogue. I had a day where like I wrote dialogue. I had like a whole thing where I just wrote dialogue for an hour. I just wrote dialogue, and I think it turned out like okay. I wasn't like fucking ecstatic about it because the thing about like my little like my morning stories is that because they're written with pen and paper, there's no way to go back and edit. So if I say some dumb shit and it leads me down like a weird path, I can't really like escape that path, right? I have to choose the path I go down and I have to commit to that path. And if that path ends up being dog shit, then I just have to like deal with that, right? And I feel like with my dialogue, there was a lot of that where I'm like, I'm not happy about what I said here or what I said here, but I have to respond to it. So it was weird. That's why I like writing with pen and paper, because it makes me have to be decisive about things. I actually have to make a goddamn decision. You know? It's very easy to be... It's very easy to be indecisive about stuff, I think, when you're doing, like, writing. Damn. Makes me more indecisive. Well, that's what's nice about like the pen and the paper, right? Like you can't go back. You can't just erase everything you just wrote because then it looks like shit and it like takes forever. You just have to fucking commit. And if it sucks, then you just have to fucking tank that. Your idea that you worked so hard on thinking up is now dog shit because you can't write. Ideas have never been a problem for me. I'm Jonathan Ideas. All right, there is almost never a shortage of ideas for me. I'm always very like, I have so much ideas. It's just the technical aspect of like, can I execute on this idea in a way that is satisfactory, you know? That's the better question for me. And that's why I like to do these like little morning writing sessions, because it makes me have to commit to execution. I like experimenting. Well, yeah, it's a lot easier to experiment when you're in your mind and everything is easy when it's in your brain, right? In your brain, you're the greatest writer of all time. In reality, you need to fucking quit expeditiously. That's why we work, okay? If you're not shit at what you do when you first start doing it, then it's not worth doing. If it's not hard, then it's not worth doing. Why am I not getting anything? It's worth doing that all the time. I think it's fun to eat an entire fucking quart of ice cream. It doesn't mean it's worth doing. This doesn't mean I should do it. Creative hobbies? Well, yeah, of course, there's like a level of like, of course it has to be a level of fun before you can continue, but I think the real metal with creative hobbies is being able to like, I don't know, suck at it and be able to accept that, you know? Be willing to be shit. Or to be shit for a while and then just tank that. I don't know. Whenever I get a whole bunch of like negative a bunch of negative criticism about something that I thought I did really well in, I will go into like a little like I'll ball up into a little ball and I'll go home and I'll be like, and then I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up the next day and be like, yeah, they were fucking right. Everybody deals with, you know, criticism in their own way. I got my own little system and it works out nicely. But creativity is hard inherently, and you're gonna suck at it. That's the point. Sheep, should I try writing? I don't know. Do you want to? I think it's the first question. Do you give a shit? Have you thought about it? Been like, I want to write something. That's a little bit. How much is a little bit? Like, is it just like, have you been reading something and you're like, damn, I'm kind of feeling inspired to write a little bit. I've thought about it for a while. Okay, I know exactly what you feel. Because I've had the same thoughts about a lot of things. I think then, yes. I think it's very worth, because I think writing is very low effort compared to other hobbies. I think there's a lot less, like, baseline knowledge you need to know to write. It's very easy to get into writing, you know? All you need to do is, like, pick up a fucking pencil and start typing on the keyboard, you know? Those two things don't make sense, but, you know, trust me. It's very easy to get into. Compared to other hobbies where there's just like a lot more technical know-how you need to have to like do stuff, you know? I'm not going to say get into like video editing or like photography, because there's a lot less like there's a lot more basic knowledge you need to just be able to even do the hobby. And things have a lot of baseline knowledge. Okay. I mean, like I said, like that's cool, but I think that writing is a very, it's very, like I said, it's very non-committal, right? Like, you can just, like, jot a couple words down, figure out, like, oh, I'm not really feeling it, and then just quit. It's very easy to quit writing at any time, right? There's no, like, there's really nothing lost when you quit writing. However, I think that once you start writing, you realize, like, oh, so this shit is actually kind of hard. That's kind of what I get with writing. Is like, because, like, I went into writing thinking, like, this shit kind of free. I've been writing for years. I've been doing this shit for a while now. Like, in a more serious manner. I can do it creatively, and then I realized, like, oh, this shit is actually kind of hard. That's what I went through, and I think that's really cool. If you were to start, do you have any you wish you knew when you started with writing? Man, I am like so new to actually like doing creative writing. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm kind of a bad person to answer that question, but I can like give it a fucking I can give it a God's honest shot. I think the worst thing you can do is constantly try to edit your shit. I think that you need to stop being married to one idea, and you just need to fucking run through as much shit as you can, because your ideas may be good, but you're not good enough to execute on those ideas in any kind of entertaining way, right? Like, the idea itself can be okay. It's just like your actual skill at writing is not good enough to communicate that idea in an entertaining way. Which is why I actually think like a paper and a pencil is actually like a really good idea, because it makes you have to commit, right? You just, like, if it sucks, it's gonna have to suck. And you're going to sit there and you're going to be writing and you're going to be like, this sucks, and this sucks, but you just have to keep going. And if you can't get past that initial phase of like, this sucks, then you're not going to get anywhere. Because that's like, writing is all like it's a mental battle, very much a mental battle. You're constantly going to be thinking, this sucks, this is ass, this is no good. Okay? You just need to get past that. You need to tank it. Okay? Because if you are constantly editing yourself, then you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to learn anything, okay? Because all you're doing is like doing the first sentence, like writing the first paragraph and then rewriting the first paragraph differently and then rewriting it again differently, because like you wake up on every different day and you feel differently about the piece that you're writing. Right? You have to commit to something until you know what you like. And then once you know what you like, you can start doing something longer. But you know what my best advice is? Have fun. That's my advice. Smile. Have fun. And make sure that you know that you know, no matter what you do, you're always going to be great. And you just have to believe in yourself, man. You gotta believe in yourself. I just wanted to say, guys, I think that we should really try to have a little bit of fun. Because I think if we're not having fun, then what's really the point of all this? I mean, we're all trying our best. We're all trying to learn something new. Nobody said it was going to be easy. But if we just believe in each other and believe in ourselves, I think we can do anything. I was trying to think of a funny follow-up, but I think I just wanted to leave it there. The anime voice is not a bad voice of mine. I don't do a terrible, like, of all the impressions that I do. I think that, you know, I can keep that one in the back pocket. I could be a voice actor one day, don't worry. Can I send you a cringe video? There are so many. Which one? Which of the many? I just want to complete level 11 one more time for the fans. I actually just need to spend an entire stream playing level 11, unfortunately. I think that's the only way I'm actually going to learn how to play this fuck-ass level. I need to just spend an entire stream playing level 11. Stand the vibes? I'm worried. But I will watch it. I may not enjoy it, but I will watch it. I will say, I don't do well with cringe, okay? Sheepo 3, I cringe very easily. Alright? There's one thing I can't do, it's cringe, alright? It's horror and cringe. Those are like, you know, one and two on the things I don't want to engage with, tier list. It's why I don't play dating games on stream. Because it's miserable, okay? Alright. Shut up, Train. What is this?
From me.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
From
Oh no.
me.
Okay, hold on, let me get this. Let me get this loaded up. Alright, here we go. What is this? I don't like this angle. I think, first of all, I want to discuss the camera angle. It's bad. Because it's intentionally making yourself small. When your camera's above you, you look smaller. And that's intentional, I think, and I think that's bad. Shut up.
From me. Eu sou muito baixinha.
I want her to do that in the garbage disposal. I'm so short. Yeah, that's just a rough watch. It's just tough. It's just tough to go through, I think. Like, you showed that to me, and just like, it's just not good. Nobody wants to see this shit. Some people just get a kick out of seeing other people cringe at shit. And those people need to... Those people need to take the fucking autism test, okay? The ones that seek others' pain through cringe, they are a problem. And I want to say that. I think I'm brave for saying that. Intentionally trying to make others cringe? Yeah, you're a problem. Don't fucking defend that shit. That is a bad behavior. You're doing a bad thing, and I want you to know that. It's funny. It's a bad. Why is it bad? Because because you're delighting in the suffering of others. You're a sadist. Hey Norox, when are you gonna get the fucking world record or something? Hey Norix, when are you gonna get some? When are you gonna do the playing Red Ball, speedrunning Red Ball with my girlfriend stream? Huh? Huh, buddy? Clutch up. Sorry, I just wanted to call you out. I don't know why. I just wanted to attack you. I needed to lash out, and so I just chose. I knew that you were watching, so I'm like, he can be my unwilling participant. How's your computer so shit that you can't play Geometry Dash and watch a Twitch stream at the same time? Are we dead ass right now? How? I don't understand. I don't comprehend. Like, Geometry Dash, like, that is not a very high, intensity game, Your computer isn't really like, I don't know how much your computer's huffing and puffing to play fucking Geodash, brother. My GPU is shit. Okay. Integrate. Well, I have an integrated GPU, okay? And? I sometimes I wonder, like, I think that you people actually have decent PCs. You're just terrible at, like, optimizing them. Sometimes that's what I think. I think that you actually just have, like, 1.5 million, like, random programs running at the same time. And they're just, like, running in the background. And you just don't even know, like, why is my computer so shit? And then you open it up and there's, like, a fucking, like, there's, like, a Dust Bunny army in your fucking fan system. They've made a colony. Every night they come out and fucking try to make peace treaties with each other. Your Dust Bunnies are having a fucking war in your fucking fans, bro. All women do is be bisexual, eat hot chip, and lie. I wonder if I go for full runs now. I feel like if I go for full runs, I'm not gonna make it past level 6 on pace. That's my fear. That's my secret fear. I'm not gonna make it past level 6 on pace. I don't want to do full runs and not make it past level 6, but I know that full runs are more entertaining to watch, and I feel like I don't know if, like, more practice is gonna do me any good. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just do full runs. I don't know if any more practice is actually gonna, like, make me feel better about myself. And if I get a good, like, if I get a good run, I think I'll be happy. By the way, I'm almost to 2,000 attempts, by the way. Almost to 2,000 attempts. Probably like 100 of those are like false flag attempts that are kind of bullshit, but I mean, we're kind of getting up there. This shit is hard, bro. Believe it or not, this shit is not easy, man. This whole sub 3 thing is not an easy thing to do, bro. This shit is really difficult like that. I'd really be out here, bro. I'd be in the trenches and shit. Alright. Well, let's play. I love Red Ball. Level 2. I love level 2. All my homies love level 2. Look at that. A nice 0. Zeros across the board. Hey, level 3. Hey, first level 3 of the day, maybe? Ah. As it turns out, it's a skill issue. What a shame. Boing. When Rose is not here. I'm so glad Rose was not here today. I'm very glad, because if he was here at the beginning of stream, it would have been bad. I said this before. It's because he's too good at baiting me. Especially when it comes to, like, politics. Especially when it comes to, like, politics. He is the master baiter. He is. And it's a problem. Because then I get too passionate about this shit. He? I don't know. Is it not he anymore? Is it they? It's they, isn't it? Fuck. Did I miss gender? Did I miss gender? Is this actually documented sheep transphobia? Sexism? She. Real documented sheep is miserable. Bad person. Literally told you last time. You think I fucking remembered that shit, bruh? Be so dead ass with me. I'm trying, okay? Man, I hate getting +1 on the fucking first split every goddamn time. I should do level 1 practice. And now suddenly I can't do level 2 anymore. Why? I hate this. I just want to be able to get past level 2. Ah, fuck, dude. I mean, there is a frame perfect setup on level 1, so. I could save a frame on level 1. That I could save probably, I think, 2 or so. Maybe multiple. More time saved than you think. Look at that +4. Ain't it beautiful? No, I'm fucking... Oh my god, I'm mega ass. Dude, do I need to do level 3 practice? What the fuck is this? I missed those? I'm fucking omega dog shit. It's a real problem. We need to have a discussion. I've been hitting those frame perfect. I missed that. I missed level 3 because of the movement section after like 3 times today. That's bad. That should never happen. That's really bad. I cannot be giving up level 3, like opportunities to get out of level 3 like that. I can't be giving those up. For my own fucking mental at this point. A key. No. No. What if I didn't? Probably has a mid song anyway. If the song is mid, I'm gonna call it a level mid. If you send me the level, I'm gonna fucking... What is it, like demon, mega demon, big demon? What are they called? Extreme demon? Hard demon? Kind of a little bit difficult sometimes demon? Challenging but only on a Tuesday demon? Hey, what a nice level 4. I hate, dude. It's so fucking... That's actually so... That's so tilting. What a stupid time loss. That's so tilting. That's so tilting. What is this? This is like the most unoffensive Geometry Dash level of all time. There's like nothing special about what I'm seeing right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded. This is like, whatever. Cool, I guess. You used colors and shapes. The decoration is nothing to write home about, okay? This is like simplicity is, you know, the new complexity, right? It's not a bad art style. It looks good. I'm not saying the level looks bad. It does look good. There's just nothing special about it. Like, yeah, going for a little bit more complexity definitely is challenging, and sometimes it can go very wrong, but when it goes right, it goes so right. When you nail, like, complex level design, it just hits so much harder. Politely disagree? That's crazy. I want you to impolitely disagree. You're fucking wrong. And here's why. You're wrong and your opinion is stupid. I like shit that looks cool. That's what I like. I also hate that particular style of gameplay, the one where you're like constantly switching between modes. I don't know. That doesn't seem very cool to me. You're just constantly switching like mode after mode. I don't know. That seems fucking weird. I like a little bit of sight readable shit, you know? It doesn't all have to be sight readable, but like every so often I like a sight readable gameplay section. There's just nothing sight readable about that. Cap. You got like 20/20 vision, okay? Small flex. Future Funk is also, like, the Future Funk level, that level that I played a lot, is also nothing special design-wise. I just liked the song. And also the gameplay was pretty fun. I did not, like, play that level because, like, I thought the design was, like, fucking amazing or anything, alright? Yeah, that's kind of what a queue is, right? It's like, again, I don't have any, like, bad things to say about the level. It's just very unimpressive with how... It's very impressive with how unimpressive it is. Maybe a good level 4 for a good boy like me. Eh, it's decent. It's decent. Won't make your mama proud of you, but you know. Maybe. I dreamed, and that was a bad idea. What a terrible idea it was to dream. I don't want to, dude, I do not want to turn this into a Shibo 3 reacts to Geometry Dash level stream, please. I've had streams like that. No, I'm not reacting to another Geometry Dash level. I'm not going to give good commentary. I am not going to give good commentary. I am not going to give good commentary. Go watch one of those, like, designated Geometry Dash reactors, okay? I'm sure there are so many motherfuckers who just react to levels, bro. Go watch one of those. They're gonna do so much better than I am. I will not give you what you're looking for, I promise. If you're lucky, it sparks a rant about an entirely different topic, okay? That's like best case scenario. Yeah. The real secret is just to throw links in my chat and hope that I fucking click them. Hope that I get bored enough that I just click them. It's the real secret. You just have to be more bold, okay? Sometimes you have to take initiative. Sometimes people are like, I don't want something, I don't want it, but they actually secretly do want it. You notice how people do that sometimes? When people say they don't want something, but they actually do want it really bad, but they just don't want to say that they want it. I'm not clicking on that link. Unfortunately, this is not one of those situations. Unfortunately, what I just said to you was a fucking lie in this particular circumstance. What I'd like to do is hit this frame perfect. No! Fuck! I'm so mad. I'm tired. I'm tired of level 3. I'm tired of this run. I'm tired of this being hard. I'm tired. I think I would be doing much better if I had a job offer from the California state government. I think I would be playing better if that was the case. You know what I've been wanting to do for a while? I've been wanting to make a fucking wolf glick, you know, a wolf glick edit with the fucking TV off. Because I think that every other wolf glick edit I've seen with the TV off song has been dog shit. It's been dog shit TikTok trash. I hate TikTok edits, by the way. I'm the number one TikTok editor hater because I think that most of them, 99% of them are fucking goddamn awful. He plays Lay Pokemon. That's Wolfglick. He plays Lay Pokemon. And he's the GOAT. I've seen a couple that I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. But most of them I don't think are very impressive from an editing perspective. Because I think that what people fucking fail to realize, and I've said this about compilation and editing culture for a while. Hold on, I need to lock in for a second. Fuck! Why was one frame off there? Look at this time save. Bro, you think I fucking save them? No, I don't save edits. Okay, you want to know my tier list of like TikTok edits? Here's my tier list, okay? The bottom tier is people that just edit images together. If your entire edit is just images, you're bottom tier. You're nothing. You're trash. You're fucking the scum of the earth. You're pretending to actually have done work when you're just plugging fucking images into a goddamn template. Okay, the second people are templaters. People that just straight up use a template from like CapCut or something. Those people are a little bit higher because at least it takes some effort to like find all the clips that they want to use. At least they use some video. That takes a little bit of effort. The final level is people that actually make their own edits. Those people I have respect for. Here's the problem with most edits that I see, especially on TikTok. Because the problem is that the highlight of the edit should not be the edit itself. Somehow we have turned the art of editing into this jacking off contest of like who can put the most flashing lights on the screen in the most cool way. No, that's not what an edit is. An edit is a way to display cool gaming clips. That has always been the genesis of what editing is. You ever watch the old COD compilations? That's always what it's been. It's been a way to show off cool gaming clips in a cool way. Your edits are there to supplement the gaming clips. You're there to supplement it. You're there to make it more interesting. You're there to make it more fun. You're there to fill up dead space. You're there to do anything. Okay? Your job is to tell a story of some cool ass shit being done. And if you can't tell the story of some cool shit being done, then you are failed as an editor. Then you are just jacking off on the screen. That's all you're doing. You're not making anything. You're just showing, look at the fucking flashing lights I can click on fucking Premiere Pro. Look at the flashing light button. I can do that too. It's not hard. Okay? Being creative. How do I transition from one clip to the next in an interesting, in a way that is fun to look at and interesting to watch? How can I combine these clips together to build some kind of theme? What am I building this edit around? What am I doing? Think about what you're doing, bro. What I'm saying is that editors need to actually edit. This is not a jacking off contest of how good your fucking TikTok is, bro. I don't care. I don't care how good you can follow a template. I care about how good you can make me care. I don't know. I want people to be good at what they do. That's all I want. Finally! Okay. We're getting somewhere, lads. It ain't pretty, but we're on pace. Pain, dude. I missed it. That sucks. It ain't gonna set any fucking records, I'll tell you that much, but... You stupid fuck. That's real. You stupid fuck. That's the real shit Riz has ever said, bro. Oh shit, I did level 10 wrong. I forgot how to do level 10. Fuck. I need to wait on level 10. I've never made it this far into the run. I'm just gonna keep going, because I'm already behind. I just want to, like, I don't know, do it. Oh, hey! Look at that! I can made it to level 11. You know, I'm now, you know, granted, I'm 18 seconds behind, but fuck it. What do I get? Oh! Hold on! Did I cook? Yo! No! No, dude. Fuck, that's so dumb, man. I can't believe that. I could have gotten a fatty PB, bro. I could have gotten the fattest PB on God's green earth, and I fucking choked it. That fucking sucks, dude. Ugh, that's miserable, bro. What a miserable way to choke a PB. Oh, I could have gotten the fattest PB on God's green earth because I hit fucking train, and I fucked it. Did I go woke? No, I think this is the woke's fault, bro. I blame the woke for fucking me being dog shit at speedrunning. It's their fault. Why would they? Why would the woke do this? What's the left's infatuation with speedrunning anyway? Feels like they want to prioritize doing something fast as opposed to doing it right. You know what I'm saying? No, woke are the best at speedrunning. I need to become woke. That's actually the new arc that Cheapo 3 has to depart on. A conservative could never hit a sub 3. Mirez, that might be the most true thing you might have ever said on the stream, actually. A conservative could never hit a sub 3. Gay magic girls? Well, as a God-fearing conservative, I think that gay magic girls are stupid. And they should all come over to my house so I can personally tell them how stupid I think they are. They should all hang out with me so I can all tell them how stupid they are and how much I don't like them. They should all come and sit on my bed. You're gonna turn them back to normal? No, I can't make that joke because that, like, if people don't know the context, that is, like, actually that's like me unironically making, like, a women belong in the kitchen joke, right? I have to be fucking careful about the turning lesbians back to normal shit, because like that is because it's like, because like at least like with like women belong in the kitchen, at least people know, like, it's a very classically ironic thing to say about like, oh, sexism, blah, 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 right? But like with that, it's like it toes the line of being like, I don't know if this is for real or not. And if you're new to the stream, I feel like it toes the line too closely for me to be comfortable with. Like, when somebody else does it, I think it's okay to laugh at it because I think it very clearly shows, like, I think shit is fucking ridiculous. But it's like, I don't know, bro. There's some, it can be, I can't do something that's, like, that blurry of a line, unfortunately. Because I am still, like, who I am. And people will come into the stream and they will think a certain thing about me, okay? I think the real based opinion about who belongs in the kitchen is that I think everybody belongs in the kitchen, because if you can't cook, then you're a fucking child. And I have a lot less respect for you. I think that being able to cook for yourself is the functional part of being a human, and if you can't do that, then you're just a fucking baby and you need mommy. And I don't fucking care about you. I'm a little baby and I need mommy. I need mommy to make my fucking rice for me. Fuck you. Boil some fucking water. Right now. Get your ass boiling. Guess what? Cooking? You know what cooking is? Not hard. Without swearing? I'm passionate. Let me be passionate. I don't swear as much. I only swear when I'm, like, ranting about some shit. You ran by Vizzy Pop? Maybe I should watch back my streams. I haven't done that in a while. Sheepo3 watching his own streams is actually, like, the worst punishment you could inflict on me. Don't make me watch my own streams, please. That is torture. That is cruel and unusual. I did. But I am, like, it's genuinely because I do feel like, oh shit. It's because I do genuinely feel like very passionate. It's because, oh dude, I had a phase where the thing is, it's like, okay, so here's what happened. It's like, I had this, it was Ludwig. Ludwig started this, by the way. Ludwig started this. I blame Ludwig for what I'm about to say. I was watching some clip with like Ludwig, like it was like on YouTube Shorts or something, and it was like Ludwig and Cutie, and they were making, it was like some joke about how Ludwig was unable to, like, I don't know, how Ludwig is unable to pack for himself, or like how he's unable to do stuff, or how he refuses to do like basic stuff, like for example, like on his podcast The Yard, which I do listen to. I like The Yard. There's this bit, or it's not even a bit, it's just like this story about how Ludwig like refuses to pack his own bags when he goes on trips. Instead of packing clothing for a trip that he goes on, he literally just buys clothing there. He doesn't pack a bag, he just buys clothing like whenever he needs it. Which is objectively an insane thing to do. Like there's a certain level of wealth you have to do some crazy stuff like that. And I remember looking at that and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like how the punchline is I'm incompetent at life. I don't think that's, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't want this to be like a funny thing. I want like I don't like how your incompetence is the punchline. I think like shout out to The Yard. They do a lot better job of making sure like it is not the punchline. The punchline is how stupid Ludwig is, which I appreciate because that should be the punchline. But it feels like sometimes when Ludwig does these kind of incompetent pit with his girlfriend or by himself, too much of the time it's like, look at how quirky I am. Look at how quirky that I can't do this thing. That's not quirky. You're stupid. You're stupid and you're annoying and I don't like you. And I know I'm taking it too seriously. And I'm very aware that I'm taking it too seriously. But I don't like that. I don't like the fact that you are turning your incompetence into something to laugh at. I'm not here. I don't want to hang out with, like, I don't know, a child. Cook your own food, dude. Can you not live by yourself? Can you not do your own laundry? I can do my own laundry. I can clean my own floors. My house is clean. You walk into my house, yeah, maybe it's a little bit barren. You look around, you're like, man, there's not a whole lot going on here. That's fine by me. That's how I like it. But I clean it. It stays clean. It smells well. I don't have trash lying around the place. I clean up after myself. I'm well groomed, generally. Brush my teeth. I got good hygiene. It's like just basic stuff. I don't like you not being able to be a competent person as like a thing that you're just okay with. That's not something that you should be okay with. If you can't cook, learn how to cook. Right now. It's not hard. Look up a goddamn recipe. And I say that with such sincerity. It's so easy to cook. It's so easy to cook. Yeah, we should kill Ludwig. It's so easy to cook. It's actually so fucking easy. And guess what? You're gonna cook for the first time and you're gonna like taste it and you're gonna be like, damn, I cooked some mid. That's okay. It's okay if you cook some mid. That's kind of the process of learning. You'll get better next time. No. Alright? It's okay if you cook some mid. Just tank it, eat it, and then learn. Learn next time. You know how long it took me to learn how to cook chicken? 2 tries. I learned how to cook chicken in two tries. That's all it took. You put it in the pan and you wait. And the first time I overcooked it to hell. And I ate it anyway. Cuz I'm not a baby that can't eat. If you can't cook, look up a recipe. And if you don't want to even do that, just spam spices. By the way, -7. What, the time save? I'm gonna lose time on level 5, but... Well, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. I missed the first try. Okay, that's fine. You know, okay. Dude, yeah, by the way, Norox, I almost hit sub 11 train. Or sorry, I almost hit train. I almost hit the train strat. I forget what it's called. Bird P. I almost hit bird P. On train. Now, granted, I was 18 seconds behind. But it still would have been a fat PB if I'd hit it. By the way, Norox. So you missed that. You missed the crazy run. Where I kind of just was hitting stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'll just keep going. I got level 9 first try. Level 10 was, you know, level 10. It wasn't even level 8. I wouldn't have got... Look, I needed... No, I was like... At that point, I was already like 8 seconds behind. What did you get? I got the 2... I got all the frame perfects on level 11, and then I messed up on the... I got all the frame perfects, and then I messed up on the... on the easy part. I died there. You can check the VOD, by the way. That's totally real. It was like first try. I was going crazy. I was like, oh shit, okay. We were kind of balling. Because like, it wasn't going to be sub 3, but it was going to be like at least like I think it was going to be like a 330, like sub 330, probably. That's what I would imagine, like sub 330. Did you get sub 3 yet? Clearly not. If I got sub 3, I wouldn't be live right now. I wouldn't be gaming if I had gotten sub 3, okay? But I got close to a fat PB. And it just proves that I can do it. If I just need to get better at levels. I just need to get better at hitting the frame perfect on level 7. Unironically, level 7 frame perfect has been like screwing me for a while now. I need to get better at level 7. Because level 7 is kind of the burial. Level 8 has also been a burial. Level 9 is actually not that bad. Only 1 pace? Yeah, it's like I said, it was not a bad pace. It was not what I wanted. And what I want is sub 3. But it was a decent pace. It was a... Yeah, I like that happened. I like it that it happened. I like how I'm getting out of 6, like, on pace more often. That's cool. I want that to happen more. I want to get out of 6 more on pace. And then, you know, if level 7 goes bad, then like, hey, whatever. Life goes on. What is this? Thanks for the image. Thanks for sharing with the class. Congratulations, you done it. I actually haven't. Do you know what I need to do? I need to build up a list of reaction images. I think that the reaction image currency is actually like huge. I need to talk more in reaction images because I think that there's some reaction images that are just so peak. I think there's a lot of really good NBA reaction images. I think that there's like one really good reaction image from Jujutsu Kaisen. There's a lot of good reaction images, and I need more. I need to collect them. I need to just have them in my phone. So I just have them for any situation that requires a reaction image. I don't know why I clicked forward. It's a fucking... I'm a bum for clicking forward, by the way. You should all point and laugh. One second behind. Kill him with guns. Yeah. Send some I have on Discord. I'll rate your reaction images, actually. You send me your reaction images, I'll rate them. Draymond Green has a couple of good ones. Like I said, I think that the NBA is like the gold standard for reaction images because like the quote images. There's a couple of really good quote images that like just are so applicable. A good reaction image is everything. In this world, Yeah, exactly. Chris Paul hits a huge 3 to cut the lead to 42. That's a great reaction image. It's truly just like it's just so applicable to so many situations. Hold on, I'm gonna judge your reaction images. Oh, they're in general? Hell yeah, baby. Let's look at some reaction images in general. Wow, it's kind of okay. Oh, these are not. I think that the emote one, I think there's a better emote one that I'm thinking. There's some good emote reaction images. That's a pretty good one from Simon. I really like NBA. Yeah, just like if I can show you Reddit without you vomiting or gagging or anything. I think like these are some of the classics that I'm talking about, you know. Like this is just a great. It's just fantastic. It does so much and so little at the same time. Oh, this one is another one that I enjoy. That brother needs help. Like I said, I think the NBA is like. Oh yeah, this one with text. I disagree. I think text is almost required sometimes for it to be a good reaction image. What's the one from Jujutsu Kaisen? Yeah, this is a peak reaction image, by the way. This is a peak reaction image. The lights were brighter than expected. Classic. This is the by the way, this is the only reason why Jujutsu Kaisen is worth to read. So that you can understand the context behind this image. This is a great reaction image. Even without understanding the context. If you go into some of the horny posting subreddits, you can find some good ones too. You just have to be careful. It's like a hazard zone in there. You have to be careful. You have to tread carefully. Too much weeb? I think sometimes it is too much weeb. I think that if it's too, like... You have to be careful with, like, your references in the... Like, it can't be too much of a specific reference in a reaction image. It has to be very generally applicable, you know? You want to say more random words that don't make any sense without providing explanation? What? Sorry, I need to read that sentence closer because I skimmed over and it makes no fucking sense. I need to read that sentence for a second. The poo-poo theory saw the first words as emotional interjections and exclamations triggered by pain, pleasure, and surprise. Okay. What? Okay. Does this, like, what does this mean? Or, sorry, I guess not what's the, I guess what's the significance? Does it significantly change anything if it's true or false? Probably not. I guess that's minorly interesting if you're into like language and stuff, which, you know, I guess I kind of have to be into language if I do writing, so. Origins of language, I don't know, it makes a lot of sense when you say it like that, but also I haven't read the literature Foursquare the game? I thought you were talking about Connect 4, and I got really excited for a second. But no, you're playing about Foursquare. I think Foursquare is some of these motherfuckers, bro. Some of these new gens playing Foursquare have the dumbest fucking rules, and it needs to be stopped. There needs to be like a standardized Foursquare rule set, because some of these fucking kids, bro, these new gens cannot get it done. You better. Oh man, in terms of recess games, this is good because there were phases. All right, I think Foursquare got to be up there. I think if you can find a decent wall, I think butts up or wall ball goes really hard. But the problem is you just need to find a good wall. It's so hard to find a good wall. I think if you can find a good wall, butts up and wall ball is like peak. Duck Duck Goose? Musical chairs? Oh, brother. You and I were different children. Tetherball? Tetherball was always lame. I stand by that to this day. Tetherball was always fucking dog shit. I never understood Tetherball. Even as a child, I thought Tetherball was dog water. Dodgeball is only good if you have enough balls, and it's rarely the case that you have enough balls to play dodgeball decent. And also the balls have to be good, because if you're yeeting tennis balls at each other, then like it's just not as fun. Grounders is classic. Simon, you know Grounders. You know Grounders. Grounders is classic. I love the good game of Grounders, brother. Let me tell you. Grounders is great. Grounders so good. Thank you, Simon. See, he gets it. He knows. He was there. He's there. Grounders was like the game, bro. Grounders the go. Oh, Norox gets it too. That's how you fucking know, bro. Norox is on that Grounders shit. Everybody who's played Grounders as a child realizes its greatness, and I appreciate that. I can explain the rules of Grounders. Okay. Rule of Grounders. First thing you need. You need a play structure. You need a playground. That is like requirement number one. You need a playground. Preferably an empty playground without a lot of people on it. If you can get an empty playground, that's like rule number one for playing Grounders. Okay? Second, you need a decent amount of people. I'll say for a good game of Grounders, you need 5. I'd say 5 is a good number of people to play Grounders with. 5 in an empty playground. Not a totally ridiculous thing to get. In the suburban neighborhoods that I grew up in, that's not a totally ridiculous ask. Okay? How you play Grounders. There's one guy. He is it. This is a game of tag. This is a glorified game of tag. Okay? Yeah, you had to close your eye. Like, there's a glorified game of tag. If you get touched by the person who's it, you are it. You are not allowed to touch the ground if you're not it. You have to stay on the play structure. If you touch the ground and the person that is it says Grounders, you're it. Also, if the person who is it wants to go chase you on the play structure, they have to close their eyes. And then they can go and try to chase you. And so it becomes a game about parkour, maneuverability, and how well you can, do crazy shit and like almost kill yourself on the playground for the sake of dubs. It's fire. I don't know, like, is that just like, I don't know if, is that like a California thing? I don't know if Grounders was a California thing. Like a Bay Area, because like, I grew up Bay Area. No, I had it. Is it just like, it's called different things in different places? Probably. Because it seems like a pretty universal game. See, it definitely seems more West, for sure. But yeah, it's a fucking good game. It's a great childhood game. I've never seen a single person who had a bad opinion about Grounders. Grounders was always like highly regarded. Maybe it wasn't your favorite, but it was certainly like, if somebody said, yo, we're playing Grounders, want to join in? You'd say, hell yeah, I want to join in. You'd say, I want to get a piece of that. I will say Grounders is not a game that scales very well sometimes. Sometimes, sometimes if you have a whack play structure, then grinders can get a little bit lame. But also, if you had too many people, sometimes it wouldn't scale very well. Some games scale a lot better with people. Grinders sometimes was not that game. Again, strengths and weaknesses. My level 4 is slow and disgusting and weird, and people are going to laugh at it, and that's okay. Ah. Yard had a huge hill. We used to have, I remember back in elementary school, they used to have play structures, and underneath it, there used to be wood chips. And everybody hated wood chips. Wood chips sucked for everybody. Nobody had fun with wood chips, so they replaced it with, like, rubber mats. And so what would happen sometimes is that we would get a lot of condensation on the rubber mats. And if it was cold enough, that condensation would freeze over in the morning. So what you were able to do is that because the rubber mats didn't have a lot of friction, and there was like a thin layer of ice, you could slide on them with your feet. You could literally like slide, like just like run forward, jump, and then slide like you were riding a skateboard. Let me tell you, the teachers hated that shit. All right, that shit was a safety hazard. Nobody fucking cared. And you can only really do it for so long until the ice melted because it was a very thin layer of ice. Remember, this is like California cold. This ain't like, you know, snow. So. And also I have no experience with like big hills. I'm starting to realize that a lot of the places that I like frequented, I played in as a child, were very flat. And there was one big hill, but it was very bike pathy. There was a big hill, and somebody, I remember, it was at a public park, and it was like a big downhill, and then there was like a flat part, and then there was like this big, like this little dirt hill. And some kids had made like a jump out of it. They'd like pack the dirt in to make a jump with their bikes. And that jump stayed there for, I'm not kidding, I think a solid decade. And it just got, it was such it became part of the landscape. All right. That jump, you just became part of the landscape. If you had a bike, you would take the jump. Every time you were coming back. If you ever biked through that park, you'd take the jump. That was a very, man, that public park. I lived very close to a public park as a child. Like, within 2 blocks of it. So, I knew that park very well. The park was very good to me. That park was very, very good to me, and I wanna say it now. I wanna say that I appreciate the park. And everything it's done for me. I want to give a big shout out to the park. Kid Vampire? That sounds like a teenager show. Holy fucking young teen show. I think I'm okay. Believe it or not, things that appeal to 13-year-old me do not appeal to current-year-old me. It's not. It's a TikTok animation? Oh, brother. Okay. If you send me a clip, I will watch it and I will judge it. So it better be fucking good. And I use that swear word very intentionally. You better lock in. It's an episode. How long is an episode? How long is an episode? It's your humor? It's probably not. I'm gonna give you a sneak preview. It's not. 130? Alright, I can watch 130. My attention span can tank 130. I am very concerned, though. Okay. Pause the music. Give me a drink of water. Maybe a second. This is gonna end badly, I think. Alright, kid. Oh no. It's from the fucking Mummy Joe guy. Oh, I'm gonna hate this. I am going to hate this. I'm gonna hate this. I just hope you know that. I'm gonna just say it right now. I'm gonna hate this. Alright. I don't fuck with Mummy Joe. Alright.
I am a kid vampire. Yesterday, Count Papa told me that I will go to human SQL. I can only imagine because for why? For why?
For blood.
Of course. Taking blood of kid is like taking candy of babies. So going of SQL is sort of like going of restaurant to lunch. Before I am knowing it, first day of SQL. And to be honest, it's kind of scary. I am scanning for defenseless.
Hello.
Huh?
I'm Bubby.
Okay. Great. Weird kid talking to me. Great for my rap.
What's your name?
Kid. Lucky I did not
MJ,
discover
I'm
my
on the
real
same
name.
boat as you, by the
Kid
way.
Vampire.
That's cool. I'm named after a fish.
I am about to silence this fool when I see delicious blood?
Is my nose bleeding? It happens all the time.
Buzzing idea. Booby, can I have cup of your noseblood?
Yeah, sure, man.
I am harvesting of noseblood when I see other kids laughing of me. I go kill
This
one.
is just
Don't worry
the
about
punchline
it.
is I say
They'll
words
learn
weird.
when they're older.
Learn what?
How to be themselves.
Dang, this guy is pretty high level. I am sensing a beginning
That is oh
of good
okay.
threat.
I'm gonna describe why I don't like this in the best way I can, in the most like academic way I can. I'm gonna describe why I don't like this. Okay. Okay, so I don't like it because like the joke is fucking like the joke is I say words funny. That's the joke is I say words funny and I don't use proper grammar. That's the joke. I don't like it. I don't like it. And then the like they're gonna learn like it just feels like you just implanted like I'm gonna like it feels like I got up on a soapbox at the end of my fucking at the end of my joke session and preached for a little bit. I hate when comedians do this. I hate when comedians do this. When they just randomly get up on a soapbox to start preaching, and it's not even like you're not even attempting to be funny. You're just you just stand up to start preaching. That's what that was. It was just getting up on the soapbox and saying, "Be yourself," which is a good message. I'm not saying it's bad. I think the message is good. I think the message is correct in what they're saying. It's just very fucking annoying when it's presented to you in that way. I just don't like that. I'm not watching episode 2. I'm gonna hate it. I hate this. I'm not gonna like this. I think this is mega cringe. I think if you like it, that's cool. That's fine. I have no beef with you. I think this is mega cringe. I don't like the way that the guy talks. I think he talks cringe. And I think that the entire, like, the premise of the joke is based around I say words funny. And I don't like that premise of a joke. That's what all the Mummy Joe things are. It's like, look at the low quality animation and look at the words and look at the funny way I say things. Ha 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 ha. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's not funny. It's just not funny. To me, this is it's I don't want to call it baby humor, but that's what it reads as to me. I'm a hater, okay? I want you to know the things that I like and the things that I don't like should not be the way that you rule your life. Okay? I understand that there might be children watching. I think that this skit unironically had a very good message. You need to be yourself. If you like something and I don't like it and I call it cringe and you still like it, you should still enjoy that thing regardless of what I think. What I think should not be, or what others think should not be the end all be all for what you like. Okay? However, I'm gonna fucking call it like I see it, because I'm gonna keep it real. And if I didn't keep it real, then I wouldn't be me. I always keep it real, and I'm gonna keep it real. And I'm gonna say I did not find that funny at all. Why are you smiling? Did you find it funny? I find it hilarious. Send me more Mummy Joe skits. We're gonna do a marathon. We're gonna watch every single video he's ever uploaded. This is gonna be worse than when I watched the entirety of Skibbity Toilet. I would actually much prefer to watch the entirety of Skibbity Toilet than to watch all of Mummy Joe's videos. I say that 100% honestly. By the way. They're so low effort. Okay, that's enough. I don't want to talk about this guy anymore because I know that a lot of people in my chat like him and I don't, and it's just like this is not something that is like Pearl. That might be true. Simon might actually be entirely correct here because I've watched the entirety of Skibbity Toilet, or I've watched a lot of Skibbity Toilet. Skibbity Toilet fucking sucks, dude. I hate Skibbity. Skibbity Toilet is dog water, bro. That shit is garbage. Alright, I'm not gonna defend it, but look. Like I said, I am somebody who grew up. I went to college for like art. I did artsy fartsy shit in college. Okay? Doing that kind of stuff changes you, bro. Don't do art stuff in college because that will change you in a bad way. You will be lame. You'll start to like care about things like plot and narrative and character development and stupid stuff like that. You'll start to analyze work. You'll start to analyze art. And that is a fucking problem because it means that you're able to enjoy less shit. Fundamentally. And that sucks. When you are stupid, you can just enjoy stuff more. When you are not burdened with the knowledge of, like, I don't know, good plot. When you are unburdened with the knowledge of what peak is, then you can enjoy mid so much more when you don't know what peak is. Peak burdens you, dude. I think you're wrong about that. I think I'm entirely correct. I think I'm an asshole when it comes to liking art. I'm not elitist, but I am an asshole. I think part of the joy that I get from art specifically is the joy of analyzing it. The joy is the joy of understanding the themes and the messages and the characters and the progression. I think that is all very enjoyable to me. And so it means that I look for things especially in stories, because I like stories. I love stories. I think stories are the basis for all good art. I love stories. And because of that, I look for the more kind of like deeper elements of like a good storyline, a good, like, I don't know, good characters, stuff like that. And I think that means that I am inherently lame. I think that I will be able to watch the Minecraft movie because I know it's like, I think I can look at things ironically, you know? When something is like ironic or like trying to be ironic, I think like I appreciate that. And if something is so bad, like I think the problem that I have with like something like Mummy Joe is that inherently I just don't think I like the humor. So I can't find it like ironic, or I can't find like the only way I could imagine myself laughing at something like that is if it was like ironic, or if it was like so bad it turned into being good, you know? I can appreciate stuff like that. I'm not saying that it's impossible for me to understand. Ironically, I think I did. I think like if you watched the stream where I watched the entirety of Skibbity Toilet, I did laugh. Okay, it wasn't like there was definitely some ironic stuff. I just think towards if you watch Skibbity Toilet, you know what I'm talking about. By the way, okay. If you watch the entirety of Skibbity Toilet, you know what I'm talking about. But the problem with Skibbity Toilet is that it gets very indulgent in itself. It becomes like a shonen manga, actually. Funny comparison. Skibbity Toilet becomes Jujutsu Kaisen at the end. where it becomes less about, like, fundamentally, like, for something like that, you need a foundation of a story and a world and characters to be interesting. You need that foundation to make this, to make the sequential stuff more palatable, right? For example, like you can't have a random fight in the middle of a desert with two characters you've never met before. That doesn't have any stakes. You need to add stakes by adding story. If you're going to have a serious story like that, you need to have stakes. The problem with Skibidi Toilet is that there was no stakes towards the end. It was just fight after fight after fight after fight. And it meant that the stakes were so much lower. You didn't have any time to connect with characters. You didn't have any time to make funny jokes or humor or whatever. You couldn't do anything. So there's nothing interesting to like study or be interested about. Not your humor. Yeah, exactly. I think there's just like sometimes it's just not your humor. I think also there's like a level of like I probably haven't like what's the word I'm looking for? I haven't like dissected this enough in my mind to understand why I like the things that I like. Because that's something I also like to do. Try to understand why I enjoy the things that I enjoy and try to like, I don't know, maybe not justify it, but try to like understand it so I can like make better predictions on if I'll like something in the future. I think that's an interesting thing to do. Because you're lead. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm a hateful person and I think Mummy Joe should fucking like die or something. I don't know. Something like that, I guess. I hate that I missed that. If you do go to art school and learn to analyze art even at a low bar, you can find value and intent of artists. I think yes. Yes and no. I need to think about that. I don't know. I guess that just depends on you assuming that all lenses inherently have value, and I don't agree with that fundamentally. I don't think every lens to look through something has inherent value. Just because you can look at something in a specific way doesn't mean that you should or it's interesting to do so. I think that's where me and you might differ. I think you might have a broader spectrum of like lenses that are more interesting that you find value in looking through that I just don't. I'm not saying, no, it's not about my lens or your lens. The thing about a lens is that it is not like everybody doesn't have a lens. It's about using different lenses to analyze art in different ways. It's just a difference of what lenses do you find useful or valuable or interesting to look through. And I think that I just have a smaller number. No matter how you look at it. Again, yes and no. Again, I think you can make any piece of art like good if you look at it through a specific lens. It's just a question of is that lens worthwhile? And there are lenses that we both agree are like not worth to use. Like they're just not worth it. They're not interesting or not fun or not cool or they don't tell us anything. But I think that of all like if we had the pool of available lenses, I think that my infinity of the way that you can look at art is smaller than your infinity. I think that you have a larger variety of lenses that you look through that you find value in. Is subjective. I think that art is subjective, but I think that trying to make it objective is part of the importance of analyzing it. I'm gonna re-say that because I think I said that badly. I think I'm trying to get at something there, and I think I got it like half of it, but I also got it like another half of it that I didn't want to get at. I think that there is taste preference, but there's also if all art is subjective, then all art is meaningless. I think there needs to be some objective measure which we can like kind of rank art, and then within those rankings we can tier it however we want. I imagine art is like a tier list, right? I think there needs to be an objective way you can put art in different tiers. And those tiers can be very broad, but there needs to be a way that we can put art in tiers, right? It's like, for example, like I would put something like, you know, if I were to use anime as an example, I would put like something like Jujutsu Kaisen and Hunter x Hunter in the same tier. Even though I value them vastly differently, I think Hunter x Hunter is miles better than Jujutsu Kaisen, and I put them in the same tier of art. I think they're both valuable. I think they both kind of reach a threshold of goodness where there's something to look at there. For viewers to enjoy? Yes? Yes, but I think that there's enough similarity. I think that you're assuming that there's like there's drastic differences between what humans enjoy. By the way, Muck Muck, I saw your message. Thank you. I'm happy about the level 11-1. We're gonna get this shit. All right. Thank you for the message. I just want to acknowledge. I want to acknowledge your existence. But back to the actual rant at hand. What was I saying? I was talking about. Oh yeah. Yes. Okay. So I think that we have some assumption that other people have like some drastically different views. I don't think that's true. I think that most humans fundamentally we want the same shit. And we like generally, I'm not going to say we like the same shit, but there's a lot of the same shit that we all enjoy. Right? Right? Like, if I draw, like, a fucking, like, I could make a piece of art right now and, like, you know what? I'll make an example. I'll do a demonstration. Look at this art that I just made. What do you think? Fire. Exactly. Do you find value in this? Do you find value in this piece of art? As a joke, it's very funny. Because it's just a black square. Look, I can cover the entire screen with art. Look at how good this art is. I cover the entire... Hell, I can cover everything. There will be nothing left. It will only be art. I can make everything art. Look, now it's only art. Look at my screen. There's only art now. Look at how good this art is. Is this valuable? Is this good? Have I done a good thing by making this art? Yes. Okay. Thanks, MJ. Exactly. It's very funny. There you go. See? Great. All right. I turned it into a fucking joke. Damn it. I turned it into a joke. I knew this was gonna happen. I can't do examples with you people. You people are the worst. Okay. Enough art. I'm tired of art today. No, but what I was trying to get at is that there's objective ranking to like what is good and what is bad art. There needs to be some objectiveness of like what is good and what is bad art, and if we cannot agree on like objectiveness, then there's just nothing. There's no value in anything. If everything is subjective, then there's value in nothing. So if I said Hunter x Hunter is better than Skibidi Toilet, then that is I think that you can put them, like I said, in terms of like the tier list example, I think that you can put them both in the same tier, as in they are both worthy and valuable to analyze and to look at and to like compare to each other. I think you can do that. I think you can compare them because they're both in that same tier. I think you're just ranking within tiers. I think that's like valuable to rank within tiers. I just think that there needs to be a tier of like art that is valuable to look at and art that is not valuable. And if we can't dissect, if we can't put in the categories of valuable and not valuable, then all art is valuable, and if all art is valuable, then all art is meaningless. Objectively be better? Yes. That's why there is something like exactly. It's why if you compare, if you compare if you compare my black screen to the Mona Lisa, I think you can objectively say the Mona Lisa is better because it's more interesting to analyze. My black box is not as interesting to analyze in the Mona Lisa than the Mona Lisa. It's not. I think there's more to look at inside of the Mona Lisa, more to study, more to understand, more to learn, more to gain from the Mona Lisa than there is from my black box. That's not saying that my black box can't be valuable. It can't be impossible, but I think that there is less value to be gained. Now, that's not saying that maybe you've gained more enjoyment from my black box than the Mona Lisa. That's fair. That's fine. But I think, objectively, I think that it's disingenuous to say that just because you have inherently, just because you by yourself have gained more value from my black box than the Mona Lisa, that doesn't mean that the Mona Lisa is less valuable than my black box. I think that you need to be able to look at the world through an objective lens, or else you're just either A, egotistical, B, narcissistic, or D, you need to go talk to a therapist. If you can't look at the world objectively, then you need help. You need to be able to look at the world through an objective lens that is outside of yourself. You can't always look at through the lens of what I like, the lens of like, ooh, Somebody Joe's objectively better than Sheepo. I wouldn't say that. Maybe. There's an argument to be made. I think we're a lot closer. I think me and Mummy Joe are closer together than my black box and the Mona Lisa. Okay? How is it objective if art is subjective? Because I think that there are levels to... How is art subjective? Because I think it can be both at the same time. I think that you just have to accept that it can be both at the same time. I think, like, unfortunately, like with all good things in this world, there is like, the answer lies somewhere in the middle of two extremes. One is more complex. Yes. Yes and no. Because, like, if I give you one definitive answer of, like, why the Mona Lisa is more valuable than my black box, that kind of, that is disingenuous to why the Mona Lisa is more valuable. It's not just because the Mona Lisa is more complex. There's plenty of simplistic art that I think is more valuable than very complex art. But it's like I said, that's not an answer I think I am equipped to give you because I haven't thought enough about that question. I think it's a good question, but I haven't thought enough about it to give you an answer that I would be satisfied with. All I can say right now is I think that my statement that art is both objective and subjective needs to be true for art to have value. And I think the tier list example perfectly illustrates that, right? Right? Like I said, like, all those things are not why the Mona Lisa is more... It's hard to explain. I'm sure there's a way to explain this that I'm just not finding. I don't know. There's some way, because like the concept of value is so, like, that is a very difficult moral concept, okay? But like what we're getting into with like the concept of value is like, that is extremely fucking difficult to quantify. I've tried to do it. I have failed to do it. All right? And I've thought about a lot of moral questions in my fucking life. If I failed to like be able to give a good answer for like value and shit, like, oh my God, value is such a hard thing to quantify in a more objective sense, which is all like morality is, try to make subjective things objective. That is all morality is. That's why morality is a doomed art or a doomed science that will never be solved. You can't solve morality because you cannot make the subjective objective, and that's why you can't solve art. But I think ultimately, I think okay, so here's the actual answer. I've actually wrapped back around on this. Okay, all art is subjective. However, if we don't find a way to make it objective, then it becomes meaningless. And I think that because, like I said before, I think humans are a lot more similar than we think we are. And I think that because there's enough similarity in humans in general, we're able to quantify objectively, like, we're able to kind of tacitly or passively agree on objectively good art and objectively bad art. We can separate these things. Now, like, if you go, like, I can't draw a direct line between what is good. Like this is the hard line between objectively good art and objectively bad art. I can't, like, draw that line for you because it doesn't exist. It's a very fuzzy barrier. But there is a barrier. Okay? There is a barrier. And it's just because of the way that humans are, okay? Again, this is... The real answer is that because meta-ethics. Because nothing is real. Alright? Because morality isn't real because nothing is real, okay? Everything is a social contract, okay? That's the real answer. Like the very, very deep, like, level 1 analysis of this is that it's all fucking meta-ethics, okay? There's no, everything is circular logic at the end of the day, okay? If you go that deep into anything, it will all become circular, because that is simply the way of humans, okay? We cannot ground our preferences in anything. We just can't do it. It's impossible. So we have to kind of look at a more, like, base level. Exactly, like Red Ball. It is all, like, everything devolves into circular logic when you're talking about something, when you're talking about social constructs, such as art, everything is circular. At the base level. That's why it's not very interesting to talk about. Because there is no answer. Educate yourself. Yeah, exactly. So the conclusion to this entire topic is fucking educate yourself. Dumbass. Damn, how long did we go for? I feel like I went on a fucking journey. I think I came out of that looking more based than not based. And I think that's a success for me. If I came out looking more based than not, I think I've done a good job. I did not get a single run going. Phase it, chatting, you're not. That's objectively good. What's meta ethics again? It's the base level of what we find valuable, right? The most meta ethics is the most basic. Subjectively, it might be subjective. Who knows? Meta ethics is the basic level of morality, right? Like, what are statements that you find? What are true statements? Not what are objectively true statements. What are true statements? What are statements that are definably true in morality? What's a true statement? You should not kill anybody. Everybody should be happy. Are those objectively true? Can you prove that? No, you fucking can't. You can't prove any true statement. Killing is bad. You can't prove it. It's an improvable statement. It's why meta-ethics is stupid and useless to talk about, because you cannot prove anything. People shouldn't steal. Exactly. Something like you can make any statement. And any statement you make about moral or how people ought to act, you cannot prove. You cannot prove it. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't continue to make those statements, because, again, the fun thing about meta-ethics is that it's pointless, because, again, most people tend to agree. Hey, generally, you shouldn't steal from other people. Generally, it's a bad idea to take other people's shit. We all kind of tacitly agree on that. And we can work, like, we can make more complex rules based off that, because, again, we're all humans and we can all kind of basically agree on the same general shit. That's kind of what I'm getting at, okay? We are all human, and humans are a lot more similar than we think. Ah! What a stupid reset. Exactly. Like statements like stealing is always bad. Like, of course, that's too broad of a statement to make. Of course, but you know, again, because we have like a basic agreement that, like, in general, most forms of stealing is bad. Then we can go and talk about, like, you know, the specifics, right? Most forms of stealing are bad. That's what I'll say. About green food dye? No. No. Not the green food dye, dude. Please don't bring back the... That was like the most legendary sheep example ever. The green example. What if I wanted to destroy everything that was green? And then what if I painted my mother green? Should I also destroy my mother because she is green now? Exactly. That's the question. Now you have to start making rules because now you figured out like the rule that all like I should destroy all green things because I don't like the color green is actually a bad rule. It actually turns out to be a little bit more difficult because now my mother is green, and now I'm supposed to destroy my own mom. I don't want to destroy my own mom. Green's my favorite. Green. You know what? Green is my favorite color too, Simon. You and I are the same. I just use green in the example. I'm just saying, if I want to destroy all green, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that the example. I'm saying that the example illustrated what I wanted to illustrate, but it was also really funny. All right. It's also a very funny example. Objectively, it's fucking hilarious. This is why I can't have serious moral discussions with this chat without it devolving into memes very quickly. Objectively. Objectively, dude. I don't know, bro. I don't want to litigate the green example. I don't want to litigate if I should destroy all things that are green. I don't want to litigate this, please. I brought this up to make a joke. Okay, I wanted to describe a joke that happened. Okay, this is a funny thing that happened on the Sheepo Theory stream. That's all I wanted to talk about. Okay. It was not deeper than that. It was just look at the funny thing. I'm liking Wide Guard. Hey, Wide Guard's kind of fire, bro. Stop with those spread moves. I'm with it. I'm with it. I think too many people are colorblind. They should see color better. I said it. See color better. No, Mirrors has been playing fucking OU. OU doubles in fucking... OU doubles on fucking Showdown, dude. What a cursed format. Doubles OU. Not VGC. Smogon's own. Smogon's own doubles format, bro. It is so cursed. Just play VG. If you're gonna play doubles, just play VGC. Those OUs are just like nobody gives a. It's like so fucking meaningless. Who plays doubles OU? Just play VGC, bro. Coach up. Why are there so many trans women that watch you? I think because I'm fucking funny. I think because I'm funny. And I'm not afraid to be the butt of the joke. And I'm not afraid. I think everybody's, okay, I'm gonna say something. I think that some people, I think that we've started to swing a little bit in the other way, where I think some people are a little bit tired of being too PC. I think that being PC is okay and cool sometimes, but I think sometimes it goes way too fucking far. And I think I generally do a pretty good job of being able to toe the line of being PC and not being PC. And also, and it means that I'm able to be a little bit funnier because I'm able to toe that line better. Of being able to be PC and not PC. And also it helps that I just come from generally, I think if you watch me for long enough, like you'll start to realize like, hey, I'm generally a good faith person. I don't have any like, I don't have any hatred in my heart for anybody. And I think it makes it a lot easier to kind of like indulge in those jokes with me. Because you know that I'm in fact not like some like secret asshole that's like plotting on your fucking demise. I think it makes it a lot easier because like, especially with like a lot of celebs, it feels like, you know, you're secretly laughing with them because you know they're not a bad person. And then it turns out like, oh shit, I touched some kids. And it's like, well shit, that's no fun. Like, you know I don't touch kids. Because I don't touch anybody. Alright? So yeah. That sounded really bad. It sounded really bad. It did sound. Now that I think about it, it did sound really bad. Maybe I should stop using touching kids as the go-to example. Not that it ever was the go-to example, but it was not the best example I could have used. Of all the examples to use, that was maybe not the best. Well, you live and you learn. Again, a little bit of good faith is kind of required to watch the Sheep03 stream in its entirety. All right, a little bit of good faith is required, because if there's not, I'm gonna say some wild shit, and you're gonna be like, "Oh shit." Exactly, that's real. That was objectively bad. Objectively, that was objectively bad. Objectively, I need to educate myself. And you know what? I think we're going to end stream on that. I think objectively, I'm going to end stream because I think that's enough. And I'm tired of failing on level 3 every other attempt. So, with that, it has been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. I will be back on Saturday. We're going to do some ignorant shit on Saturday. Probably not play Red Ball. We might play Red Ball. I think I need a break from Red Ball, though. So I'll probably play something else. Either way, I already did the It's Real. It's been fun. I need to do the peace and bye. Remember, it's that order. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. I've got to get out of here. Peace. Bye. That's the order. That's my outro. Remember that now.